Hopefully. Let's see. All right. Let's turn this off. Go back to live. Publish, right? What's up, everybody? Babbzy's here. I know you haven't seen me for a long time. Let's see if the notifications are being sent out. Let's see if the comments are coming in. Let's see what's going on. I am back to my old platform because you know how that goes. Yeah. Anyhow, back to the old platform because I was having issues with the platform before, and now that I'm doing the DJ stuff and whatever, and I'm combining everything, I have an issue. So let's see if this is coming up for me. Night, Juliana Jules. What's up? So I guess I'm working. I walk in. Yeah, I'm live. Great job. All right. So hold on. Let me see if I can get everything up. Comments. Came here just to say go suck your mother. Love talking about Jamaica because it's the only time I get views. Actually, for the last 2 months, I haven't mentioned Jamaica on Facebook and on Instagram. I have 20.5 million views over the last 60 days on Facebook, and I have 5.4 million views over the last 60 days on Instagram. So womp. No, actually Jamaica's not getting me views. I've had the best 2 months ever, and I haven't mentioned Jamaica once on any of my platforms. Thanks, sweetheart. What's the next comment here? Let's going on. Yeah. So people, let's send this video out because this is an important conversation that we need to have. This is basing the conversation today on history, and history is very important when it comes to dealing with culture. You don't want to find yourself in a situation where you are having conversations about culture and you don't know the history. You understand what I'm saying? So it's important that we get there. And drop a like on my video, please. Over the last couple of months, I've been prepping for the changes on my platform because going forward, what I'm going to be doing is I'm not entertaining any of this trolling stuff that's happening as a result of some Jamaicans. What I'm going to actually be doing going forward is I'm going to be ignoring you. So it's important to know that a lot of these more in-depth conversations where we do talk about the history, where we do talk about things that have happened, and where we do talk about some of the stuff that have transpired over time, basically it's going to be happening in my Island Insiders group that I just built. So it's $5 for the Island Insiders group. The reason why I'm charging $5 is because it's minimal. It's not expensive to charge $5 every month. And what it's going to do is these people that are looking for free entertainment that are trolls, like if you're in Jamaica, $5 is 500 Jamaican dollars, right? That's money when you're just trolling around looking for entertainment. So it's gonna weed a lot of these trolls out, and it's gonna put us in a place where we'll be able to have actual factual conversations. That's where I'm going to actually be putting up the accurate statistics of our literacy rates, our murder rates, and a lot of other things. So if you want to join the Island Insiders group, you can. I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link for you in a few. But yeah, what I wanna talk about is the Jamaica Carnival situation that happened 2 months ago. So 2 months ago, Jamaica had Carnival, and one of the things that came up as a result of that Carnival was a very disrespectful conversation from the Minister of Culture of Tourism in Jamaica. So the Minister of Tourism in Jamaica is a man named Edmund Bartlett. And what I'm going to do for you today, I'm going to read the article a few times so that you know. Drop a like on the video, please. What I'm going to do for you today is I'm going to actually read the conversation, because one of the things you have to understand, and this is what I've been doing for the last 2 months, I've been really trying to understand Jamaican social media culture and why certain things happen the way that they do. And I realize a lot of what's happening is just bullying and just trying to pretty much shut up the truth from coming out. So yeah, one of the let's see, no, let's not go back to that. Go back here, hold on 1 second. So, one of the things that I've noticed is that whenever the truth starts to be discussed, anything, and Jamaica has any involvement with it, there are a lot of Jamaicans on social media that will come and get involved, and they will try to make it seem like they're being attacked and there's jealousy and whatever, when really and truly they just don't want you to talk the truth. They really just do not want you to start speaking the truth about what's happening. And this is why it's important for us to stay focused and stay to the facts and understand that this is not something that's just made up and that somebody just brought up. And no, like, this is something that is actually happening, and this is a very big problem for the region, that Jamaica has gotten involved in Carnival, and it is changing up its conversation around Carnival, because we have to keep the branding consistent, and that's a part of the reason why we've been so successful with Carnival right now. And I don't want us to reach a place where we start to derail because of so let me see. Am I going to be able to put myself over this? One sec. I'm trying to bring up the article for you to see. And let me see if I can make a new scene here. And if you can't see me, let me know. So, yeah. And so what I would like is for us to reach a place where we can have actual factual conversations. And this is kind of what I'm trying to bring with the Island Receipts segment that I have now. This is where we're going to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. So what's going to happen, for whatever reason, I'm not able to put the overlay on properly. So what we're going to have to end up doing is we're going to have to end up just covering me for a moment so that we can see this article. And we can read what has been added here. So I'm going to be covered for just a little bit. Don't take it too personal. I'm still here. You're going to hear me, right? All right. So let's talk about this article. So Carnival Capital of the Caribbean. Jamaica takes aim at the title. Right off the bat, that's a problem. Right? Because at the end of the day, there's no title for Carnival Capital, right? And I'm going to give you a breakdown of why this is an issue and why we're making this a conversation right now. Because Carnival is coming again, and it starts off really, really early, where you have to start doing a lot of mass launches and mass bands, etc., etc. So realistically, I want you to pay attention to what this article says, because people are acting, and like I said, like, for some reason on social media, I don't know what it is in Jamaican in the social constructs of Jamaican social media. It's always this denial, like, who said that? No one did that. You're making this up. No. A simple Google search would have shown you that this is not made up. This is 1010% accurate. So the date of this article is April the 27th, 2025. So that's 2 months ago, right? Like, let's walk with me, because like May 27th is 1 month. Today is what? June 7th. So that's a month and a couple weeks, right? This is not some old time story, but I'm talking about it now because it's important to talk about, because it is now that the topic has died down, we're going to talk about it. So that's 2 months ago, right? Oops, like, sorry. Hold on, let's walk with me. Sorry about that. One sec. So let's do this. So let's read this article. Despite Carnival not being native Jamaican celebration, the Ministry of Tourism and logical event promoters say that they're aiming to make the local staging the biggest in the region. Issues already. Paragraph 1. So we have an issue with the title. We have an issue with paragraph 1. When we take anything, we take it to another level, and we add the Jamaicanness to it, which makes it special and different. And of course, the most important, better. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett said during a recent briefing on the economic impact of Carnival in Jamaica. I'm going to pick his ass to the ground. You hang tight. Edmund Bartlett, you played with the wrong niglet, right? Now, According to a study carried out by Dr. Michael Marshall of the University of West Indies in 2024, Carnival brought 5,400 visitors to the island who on average spent $3,209 US per person, while local revelers numbered 7,400, spending an average of 252,000 Jamaican per person. The event produced an economic return of 4.4 billion Jamaican dollars, indirect economic impact for Jamaica, and 19.4 billion in income for workers and businesses, according to the study. On top of that, the chairman of Tourism Linkages, Sports and Entertainment Network and co-chair of the Jamaica Carnival Stakeholders Committee, Kamal Banke, revealed that 10% increase in revelers is expected in 2025. Despite the pleasing numbers, local carnival bands indicated that Jamaica has much growth potential. 5,400 people come to Jamaica for Carnival, yet you have another island that's attracting almost 40,000 people, noted Kibwe Magran, director of Gen X's Jamaica. So you see what these people are watching. They're watching money. They're watching the money that the other islands are making. They're watching the money that we're making from something that we built, right? This is what their eyes are on. Their eyes are on us. Their eyes are on the fact that we're gaining more tourists and we're making more money, and that's what they're watching. Pay attention, okay? Because people are like, Babbzy not like Jamaican people. No, but you have some fuck up ways, bruh. And I'm gonna check you when you cross over past Montego Bay into my waters, right? You own Jamaica, I own the rest, okay? So let's put that out there right now. You Jamaicans own Jamaica, and I own everything else. Once you pass and come into the Caribbean Sea, you're on my waters. You're on my territory, right? And when you come into Carnival and soca, you're in my waters. You're in my territory. Okay? You're not gonna bully me into silence on my own culture. That's not gonna happen. They're watching our money and they're watching our tourists, and I'm gonna explain to you in a minute why, right? Carnival has deep historical roots in Trinidad and Tobago and several other Caribbean islands, with the celebration originating during the period of slavery. In contrast, Jamaica only began celebrating Carnival on a national level in the 1900s. Despite this fact, Bartlett believes Jamaica could become the premier destination for Carnival in the region. I never start anything with any other intention. So if you call taking over being number one, then yes, that's the intention. So imagine this culture vulture right now who has never contributed to the branding, the international branding of Carnival and soca, now coming and talking about being number one, and the intention is to dominate. He's not saying that the intention is to unite us. He's not saying the intention is to come and be a part of what we built. He's saying that his intention is to come in and take over from what we have built. Pay attention, because people are trying to make it seem like I made this up. The article is here. We all read what he said. I never start anything with any other intention. So if you call taking over being number one, then that's the intention. That's his intention, to take over Carnival. The Carnival that the entire Caribbean, minus Jamaica, built with their blood, sweat, and tears. He's coming in now, and Jamaica's goal is to come and take over. Their goal is not to come and be a part of it. The goal is to come and take over. That is why I'm going to school his black ass right now. Bartlett noted that all of the international visitors to Carnival, 45%, were return guests, which he spoke to the increasing attention on the event. It is not the increasing attention on the event, Edmund Bartlett. It is the fact that we have built an international soca and Carnival following that you are now tapping into, Edmund Bartlett. That is why you have return guests, Edmund Bartlett, because we've established a community internationally, Edmund Bartlett, where all of our soca and Carnival, I guess you want to say diehards, go back to every Carnival, okay? So let's talk about that. The strategy for maximizing the potential of Jamaica Carnival, according to Bartlett, includes increased marketing, better supply chain linkages, and investment from local resources and carnival bands. We will expand community participation to ensure that the economic benefits of Carnival reach more communities across Jamaica, and we will improve sustainability to ensure Carnival grows. He's lying. There's nobody in Jamaica that is in Tivoli Gardens that can afford a $1,500 US Carnival costume in Jamaica's Carnival. What is he talking about? What is he talking about? What is he talking about? He's lying. He's lying. He is absolutely unequivocally lying. Now, let's go into the history, folks. Okay? Let's go into the history of the problem between Jamaica and why the region is upset about its carnival invasion. Okay, now let's go back to the very beginning of the music. We have never agreed on our music in our region in the Caribbean. No matter what facade has been put on, I'm here to give you the actual factual facts. We do not agree as it pertains to our music in our region because we've had some serious issues with that. Let's start from the very beginning. The first music of our region is a music called Calypso. It was invented by Trinidad and Tobago. Okay? Now, this music is basically music that all of the islands created. Jamaica had a music called mento. Now, if you want to be technical, Jamaica invented mento and they created this music. But if you want to be logical, realistic, and just speak the truth, mento evolved from calypso because all of the techniques, the themes, the double entendres, everything that mento then took and used and applied to make that genre was taken from Trinidad, from Trinidad's calypso music. That's where it originally came from. It did not come from Jamaica. The creative aspect of mento came from Trinidad and Tobago. The problem is Jamaica doesn't want to admit to this, right? They don't want to admit that they took music from Trinidad and Tobago. They refuse to admit to this. This has been going on for years, right? Now what has happened, they've turned the tide slightly and now they're admitting and saying that mento comes from Africa. The reason that they're saying that mento comes from Africa is because they don't like either, right? But if they have to choose between Trinidad and Africa, they're going to go with Africa because we all come from Africa. And for them to say mento originated from Africans is a lot easier for them to admit from an ego standpoint than for them to come and say, we saw something Trinidadians were doing, right? Because they were doing something great and we copied them. They cannot admit to that. Now, I'm not saying they cannot admit to that to like the peanut vendor on the corner in Jamaica selling peanuts. I'm talking about the leaders and I'm talking about the system. And the system, unfortunately, impacts some of the people. Now, some of the people know better. Some of the people are very aware that mento came from calypso and it evolved from calypso. But because of the ego of the leadership of Jamaica and the system of Jamaica, they're not admitting to the fact that this is what happened. So this is where a lot of cultural tensions lie between Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean, because they do not want to admit that they have a musical genre named mento that evolved from calypso. They just refuse to admit to this. So now we go down the time and now Jamaica invents ska, they invent rocksteady, they invent reggae, and they invent dancehall. The Caribbean has no part in this music except from a supportive financial standpoint. They do not allow Caribbean people to make reggae and dancehall. Now, here's where you have to be mindful of the conversations that happen sometimes, because you'll see some people in Jamaica who are DJs, who are supposedly influencers, who are supposedly political leaders, come out and be like, I want someone to show me the truth about Jamaica and say that we told Caribbean people that we don't want them to be a part of reggae and dancehall. You can't show me that being stated anywhere. They would be correct when they say that. But the issue is they never had to. Let me give you the logic. If I have a key from my house and I'm the only person with a key from my house, right? I'm not going to be on the street walking around and be like, you can't come in my house. 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 Why would I need to do that? I'm the only person with the key. I'm the only person that can get in the house. right? But if someone else has a key, right, then I would be like, wait a minute, you're not allowed to come in here, and you're not allowed to come in here, etc., etc., etc. Jamaica had the key for reggae and dancehall. No one else had the key. They had it, right? They had the key for dancehall, meaning you have to go to them to get into the house of reggae and dancehall. So why would they have to vocalize that they don't want to let people in? They didn't have to. Because at the end of the day, they had the key. They could have rejected and refused anybody, right? So I'm going to say something right now. Hold on. Let me pull up this app for you. Because I want you to know that anything that you ever see me say, I can back it with facts. I can back it with evidence. I can back it with anything, all right? Hold on. And I'm tired of this nonsense because at the end of the day, I'm going to explain to you what the real purpose of the carnival inclusion is, right? Okay, hold on. Let me turn this up. Let me see. So I'm in ChatGPT. Let me see if it pulls this up properly. Did Jamaica gatekeep dancehall music?
Yes, Jamaica has gatekept dancehall and continues to do so, both formally and informally. Here's how that plays out. What gatekeeping dancehall looks like. 1. Cultural ownership claims. Jamaicans often assert that only Jamaicans can truly represent or perform dancehall authentically. This extends to artists, dancers, DJs, and even event hosts from other Caribbean islands or the diaspora. Yes, y'all do dancehall if you're not Jamaican, is a common sentiment. 2. Exclusion of non-Jamaican talent. Artists and dancers from countries like Trinidad, Barbados, and St. Lucia who embrace dancehall are often criticized, mocked, or discredited, regardless of skill or contribution. Caribbean artists attempting dancehall are labeled as imitators. Dancers from Europe or Latin America are embraced more readily than Caribbean neighbors. Blocking regional platforms. Jamaica has rarely included or promoted non-Jamaican dancehall artists on major stages, Sumfest, Sting, Rebel Salute. Meanwhile, other islands open their soca and carnival platforms to Jamaican artists. 4. Monopolizing diaspora narratives. In cities like Toronto, New York, and London, Jamaican influence is so dominant that Caribbean radio, parties, and media spaces push dancehall as the face of Caribbean culture, sidelining soca, chutney, bouillon, or zouk. 5. Rewriting history. There's also a trend of claiming that reggae and dancehall are the only true Caribbean sounds, ignoring the contributions and genres of the rest of the region. What this has caused: stifled growth for Caribbean-wide unity in music, resentment and pushback from other islands, a reputation for cultural arrogance, not collaboration. The double standard Jamaican artists are welcomed at Carnival, Soca Monarch, and on road. But when other Caribbean artists enter dancehall, they're told to stay in their lane. That's the gatekeeping. Let me know if you want this turned into a YouTube script, island receipts carousel, or caption.
Damn. Yo, ChatGPT, island receipts, huh? You know about the segment, huh? Damn. So, this is not my words now. We're not arguing with me. We're going to argue with ChatGPT. Where would ChatGPT be pulling that from? The sky? Dancehall and reggae gatekept Caribbean people out of it. This is an absolute fact. And at the end of the day, you have to come to grips with this. You have to come to grips with this as a Jamaican person. You have to come to grips the same way white people have to come to grips that slavery happened and that their ancestors raped black people and that their ancestors did all kind of horrible things to black people. You have got to come to grips with the fact that you were non-inclusive with your music. Understand this. Because if you don't get past this, you're not going to keep up to where we are in 2025. You're not going to understand what the problem is. Understand that you gatekept your music. This is a fact. Stop debating it now. Okay? This is a fact. It might be embarrassing for you. It might feel away for you. This is the fact. This is what you did. There's no Caribbean artists from 1980, 1990. Where are they? This is a fact. Okay? Let's stop this debate. It's not a debate. It's a fact. Now, because of this gatekeeping, The Caribbean had to find some other way to make their own way, because we can't go to the Grammys, we can't go to the BET Awards, we can't sit down with Arsenio Hall and Johnny Gill, because we are not allowed to make this music with Jamaica. Even though this is Caribbean music, it's Jamaican music. We're not allowed to make nothing. So what did we do? We took what we had with Carnival and we branded it with soca. And we put them together. And we marketed them internationally. This is why you cannot fuse your dancehall into the carnival now while you're marketing it as a soca carnival. Now do you understand the unfairness? You cannot take something that we built as a result of not being allowed to work with you. You were the ones that rejected us. We went and built something because of that. You now want to be a part of that. You will be a part under our rules. You will not come in and talk about dominating and taking over. You are allowed to participate. But if you think you're going to culture vulture the soca carnival that we have built, I will fight you for the remaining days of my life. You will have to kill me on this topic. You cannot walk in off the road after you've rejected us. We took ourselves, built something different, and now you want to be a part of it. Hell to fucking no. If you're going to be a part, you're going to be a part under our rules, Mr. Edmund Bartlett, Mr. Andrew Holness, and whoever else wants to test I Babbzy Rastafari, come test me. This is absolute fuckery that you would sit here and be confused as to why there's a problem with a Jamaican tourism minister talking about dominating a carnival that we built as a rejection of being, as a result of being rejected from being able to do dancehall and dancehall. And how are you gonna, how is it that you don't even have a conscience? How is it that you don't even have a conscience about this? Lady, so you're creating a whole show pushing divisive foolishness? No, I'm creating a whole show defending my region. I'm creating a whole show defending the region that I'm from and our contributions, that you will not dismiss us nor silence us in what we've created. It is you that are coming to create the division. It is your country that's coming to create the divisiveness. Nobody talks about dominating Carnival. Nobody talks about taking over Carnival. It is your country that came in here and decided to come and run off their mouth and talk about taking over. Don't come and try to flip this on me. I will curse every last one of you. I'm not doing this pea-brain reasoning with y'all no more. Ain't nobody doing nothing. We reacting to the bullshit you trying to hand us. And because in the past Jamaica's been able to do what they wanted because there was no Babbzy to stand up and be like, you not gonna do this, I'm standing up and saying you not gonna do this. That's where I am on it. If that's what you call being divisive, tell your cultural, your minister of tourism that he needs to make a decision. If you want to take up our soca carnival, it has to be 100% soca. You are not allowed to fuse your homophobic, gun-lyricked dancehall music with what we've built as a result of being rejected by you. No, you will not. Because Carnival is about unity and Carnival is about everybody, and all of we is one. Your music is about homophobia. Your music is about hating black people and bleaching your skin and hating dark-skinned people. Your music is about killing people, shooting people, robbing elderly people in America and gloating about it. That is not the branding that we want with what we've built over the last 40 years. You will not, shall not, and cannot come in here and dictate how this is going to go. I will stand up to you. I will fight you. You're not bullying me. You need to come with facts. You're not going to just walk in here and do what you feel like. Are you crazy? After you didn't help and you didn't contribute? Now, here's the real reason. The real reason why Jamaica wants to be a part of a carnival, and the real reason why they're talking about dominating, is because they're in trouble with their tourism. Let me tell you something. Mass tourism is a thing in Trinidad, in Jamaica, but they're not making money from it. They have all these tourists coming in, but they're low budget, low end tourists that are going on resorts, not coming off of the resort, and they're going on cruises, and they're not really spending much time in Jamaica. They're not making money. All of these all-inclusives are foreign owned, and the money goes over to the foreign countries. So optics wise, they have a multitude of tourists, and but they're not making money from it. They're not making money from it. So this This poi is what they're doing. They are marketing their carnival as a premium in tourism product because there's nothing Jamaica can market right now that will get them $1,500 like a carnival costume, 1,500 US. They have nothing that they can market and make that type of money. They have nothing they can market currently. There's nothing in reggae and nothing in dancehall. As for Carnival goes, Brazil is number one and Trinidad is number two. Jamaican diaspora, let me school you right now. First and foremost, Brazil's Carnival is not from the same lineage as the Caribbean Carnival. As a Jamaican person, you should actually know that. Brazil's Carnival's lineage comes from Portugal and Trinidad's Carnival lineage comes from France. Brazil's Carnival is more of a celebration which leverages samba music, where Trinidad's Carnival came as a result of us rebelling that we could not be a part of the carnival that the French were having in Trinidad, and we built our own carnival. We don't even have the same lineage as Brazil Carnival. Please do not bring up Brazil Carnival around me. I'm a Caribbean person. We're not talking about Portugal, and we're not talking about Brazil. They don't have the same cultural lineage. They don't have the same reasoning, the same logic, and the same culture behind their carnival. That doesn't make any sense. Trinidad is number one. Please get your facts right and understand the history of this region before you come and take me on. Don't do stuff like that. You're going to embarrass yourself. As a Jamaican, you should know the difference between Brazil Carnival and Caribbean Carnival. This is the exact reason why we don't want you taking it up and playing like you know what's going on. You have no clue what's going on. Please stop this. Brazil has nothing to do with the Caribbean. Their carnival is Portuguese. Our carnival is French. Carnival originated in Europe. Don't do that. Now, the reason why Jamaica wants to be a part of this is because they cannot attract premium tourists. Okay? And I'm going to, hold on, let me ask ChatGPT. Hold on a second here. See if this is gonna work. Hey, question for you. Who attracts more premium tourists between Jamaica and Barbados? Hold on a second. Hold on. Babbzy, I put a question in the chat for you. What's that? I don't care how much black people Brazil has. It has nothing to do with our carnival. If you're going to be a part of our carnival, know its history and know its origins, please. It's embarrassing when you guys do that. Okay? Listen.
When comparing Jamaica and Barbados in attracting premium, luxury, upscale tourists, Barbados tends to outperform Jamaica in the high-end segment. Here's how they differ. Barbados, a luxury magnet. Luxury infrastructure. Barbados boasts world-class hotels, upscale villas, boutique resorts, and high-end amenities like spas, golf, and fine dining. See Turn Search HE. Strong performance metrics. In early 2024, international arrivals were up top 14% year over year. Average daily rates, ADR, rose 5%, and revenue per available room, RevPAR, increased 7%, driven notably by demand from affluent travelers. Site Turn Search 3. Upscale cruise and resort traffic. Barbados is recognized as a key upscale cruise homeport and niche luxury destination. Site Turn Search 3. Niche tourism focus. The government and tourism board intentionally market Barbados as a high-end, sustainable, and culturally rich luxury destination, including sports tourism and wellness retreats. Site Turn Search 8. Jamaica, leaning toward mass market. Broader appeal. Jamaica draws approximately 4.3 million visitors annually, led by North American mass market, family, and all-inclusive beach tourism. So Turn Search 13 on. Limited luxury footprint. It's home to 23 luxury hotels, compared to 7 in Barbados. But considering Jamaica's larger tourism base, the proportion of upscale offerings is smaller. Site Turn Search 12. Fastest growth is mid-tier. Jamaica has seen strong growth in stopover arrivals, plus 25% YOY in its Caribbean diaspora market. But this spike mainly reflects volume growth rather than premium revenue per visitor. Site Turn Search 1, Turn Search 9. Lower per visitor spend. Historically, Jamaica's segment focus on all-inclusive and cruise tourism yields lower average spending per visitor compared to long-stay luxury travelers. Site and Search 7. Verdict, aspect, Barbados, Jamaica. Luxury infrastructure, extensive upscale resorts, villas, spa, golf access, fewer high-end properties, mass market focus. Room revenue performance, ADR plus 5%, RevPAR plus 7% in early 2024. Strong volume growth, but less on luxury pricing. Tourism strategy, luxury, sustainable, niche focused. Broad, family, all-inclusive, middle-income oriented. Conclusion: while Jamaica excels at attracting high numbers of visitors, Barbados specifically targets and captures a higher percentage of premium tourists, as reflected in its luxury positioning, rising average room rates, and upscale service offerings. Want a deeper dive into luxury resort?
That is what Edmund Bartlett is watching. He's not watching these all-inclusive because Jamaica's not making any money from that. He wants to attract premium tourists, and he knows that there's nothing in Jamaica to attract them. He knows that. That is the part of the reason why he's getting a part of Carnival, which I don't have a problem with. I don't have a problem with Jamaica being a part of Carnival. I have a problem with you taking up Carnival that we've branded internationally, that we've worked and built our blood, sweat, and tears, and then you're like, oh, we're going to play reggae and dance. No, you are not. If you're not going to do a 100% Carnival as a soca Carnival, which is what you're marketing yourself as, then take what you want to do and call it something else. Call it dancehall mass. Call it something else, but get away from what we've branded. We do not want dancehall a part of Carnival and soca because it is not a part of the mission, and it's not a part of what we believe in for Carnival. It's all inclusive for Carnival. It's not boom bye bye and a batty boy head. No, you cannot bring dancehall and be a part of soca Carnival. No. I'm going to say it one more time. No. The branding does not align. So you have a choice. If you want to use our Carnival that we built, that you had zero contributions in, right? You can be a participant. If you don't, you have to change the name and call it something different. But what you're not going to do is market it as a soca Carnival around the world and then do what you feel like with it and play dancehall. And no, you are not. Who told you could do that? It belongs to us. I'm at the gate. I'm the one with the key for the whole Caribbean. Once you pass Montego Bay, once you pass Morant Bay, it's me you got to deal with. You never had that before. You never had nobody standing up for the rest of the islands. You never had that. You can't do that. You will not do that. It will not happen. Somebody delete that one Oracle person, but Bearboard. I don't have time for this. So this is exactly what they do. They come to distract the conversation because they can't come and deal with facts. The fact of the matter is, from a region, Jamaica has always been a part of reggae and dancehall. The Caribbean has not. The Caribbean took Carnival and they built it out and they made something of it internationally. And now it's a premier product that Jamaica wants a part of. That is why they're trying to be involved in this thing. They're not involved in this thing about culture. They care nothing about us. And the thing is, I'm not bad mind. You can still be a part of it, even though you don't care about the culture, but you have got to do it under our rules. Because you need premium tourists. That's what you're trying to do. Listen to me. Whenever it comes to anything to do with Jamaica is wrong, they're not doing this right, they're incorrect. They feel that because they're Jamaican supremacists, that I'm not to speak on the topic because I come from some small island and I'm some jealous islander that's this and that and whatever. That's the bullshit they use to derail the conversations. No, Island Receipts is going to continuously give you the facts. Barbados is a premium tourism destination, way bigger of a premium tourism destination over Jamaica. What is Barbados jealous of? When it comes to the premium tourism, Jamaica is lower on the list. Edmund Bartlett is reviewing these stats every year, and all he's seeing is how much money the rest of us are getting that Jamaica can't get because they don't make money from their all-inclusive packages. That's just optics. It's just to give you numbers. If they were making money, their dollar would have gotten stronger. Their dollar's not getting any stronger because it's insignificant. Their minimum wage is low, and the people that are on the resorts, they're not paying any money. When they go to a resort, all-inclusive, they've already prepaid everything. The money is going back to the home country of that all-inclusive resort. Jamaica's not seeing a dime. These companies don't pay corporate tax, income tax, property tax. They pay nothing. Jamaica's not seeing a dime. All they're reaping from this mass tourism is the numbers to go and brag about. But now they're seeing these other countries have built something that they have stability on, and they're able to make money from it and whatever. Jamaica's not making money from tourism. They're not. Their two main sources of income is tourism and remittances. Remittances is money that Jamaicans overseas send back. They're not making money from tourism. That is why their dollar cannot become stronger. So now they're looking for ways to make more money, but they're leveraging tourism because they already have a monopoly on the flights, right? They have the most flights, most direct flights. You don't have to take a connecting flight to Jamaica from almost any city. Atlanta, Miami, New York, you fly there direct. But most of these other islands, you have to take connecting flights. So they already dominate on the air paths and the flight routes. So why not leverage that to now jump into the premium tourism market? That's why they're marketing Carnival as a premium tourism package. They don't have one to market. They can't use reggae and dancehall. Reggae and dancehall is defunct. All of this stuff about Vibes Cartel selling out Barclays, check me in a year. Check me in a year. And show me another artist selling out the Barclays. And I know they're going to come and do soca. We're on the uprise. That's why we don't want Jamaica to come in and fuck us up. Because we're on the rise globally. Everything you guys put your hands to, you make it better. I can show you a lot of things that you put your hands to and made it worse. Imagine a music that the people used to hate. Now they're coming to come and make money off of. And when people are like, oh, the average Jamaican doesn't even go to Carnival, and they pay attention. Class is in session. This Carnival is not for Jamaicans. This Carnival is for tourists. If it was for Jamaicans, it would not be your Minister of Tourism talking about it. It would be your Minister of Culture. This Carnival is not for Jamaicans locally. This Carnival is for tourists. Pay attention. That is why they're marketing it as a premium tourism product. So when you're like, we don't care, and the people of Jamaica, your leaders speak on your behalf. When there is a conference around the world about tourism, and this Edmund Bartlett is the representative for Jamaica. He speaks on behalf of Jamaica. He is speaking on behalf of Jamaica right now. What do you mean he don't talk for me? And of course he talks for you. He's the elected official to talk for you. What are you talking about? How did he get there? He kicked down somebody to get the spot? You elected him there. And if you disagree with his theories and his principles and his ideologies, then you need to bring that to him. If you're going to say to him, look, you're going to go and create World War X with these Caribbean people, I need you to back off this. Jamaica don't want to be a part of that because you're going to make Caribbean people dislike us. Everything is always about, oh, you're jealous, and oh, you're just jealous and we're going to take over. How are you going to take over an industry that you don't even make the music for? Who are your soca artists? If tomorrow I decide to get up and say, hey, guess what? We're going to put a ban in place for every soca artist on the planet, which I have a phone number for and contacts for. I can be like, don't you dare take your foot in Jamaica and go to their carnival. Now what? Who are you going to get to come and jump around on the stage and wind up and do whatever? You don't have nobody. And part of me wholeheartedly believes that Edmund Bartlett is trying to sink the rest of us. I feel like what he is trying to do is because he knows that Jamaica has the dominant flights, the dominant flight pass, etc. That if he starts to infuse dancehall, which is a homophobic, anti-black music, right? He starts to infuse dancehall into the carnival. He's gonna ruin the brand of Carnival. I believe in the bottom of my heart, that's what he's trying to do. I believe he's trying to derail the Caribbean Carnival because he's jealous of the fact that all these other countries are attracting premium tourists, and he's not able to do that. That is what I believe. Because how would somebody just come out of nowhere and start talking about dominating and taking over and doing this and doing that? Why wouldn't he come and talk about, I just want to be unite with the Caribbean? You know, I'm the Minister of Tourism of Jamaica, but all of us are one Caribbean. And I think that if the whole Caribbean is putting on soca events, I think we should become a part of it too. So I feel like we've been dragging our feet as Jamaicans and we're not putting forth the effort to be a part of the Caribbean Carnival circuit. So that's why we want to do the soca carnival. He's not coming and saying that. He's coming and saying whatever we put our hands on as Jamaicans, we make it better. And then, oh, you know how the goal is to come and dominate and be number one? Like what? He's not talking. Nothing in this article speaks unity. Every single thing in this article speaks culture vulture, colonialism, coming to dominate something you did, and then you have the nerve to come and talk about Carnival Crown, Carnival Capital of the Caribbean. You didn't even contribute to this. You are off. When we were sitting down watching Arsenio Hall and Shabba Ranks, all we could do was clap. We were never a part of that. We have reggae artists. Why doesn't Isasha have a Grammy? Why doesn't what a boy named Marlon Asher, Ganja Farmer, have a Grammy? Right? Name me reggae artists in Jamaica that have songs bigger than Ganja Farmer. But no, Soulja, a white band in America, is gonna get a Grammy because we can't really be actively part of it. So we found something that we built, and now here you come and talking about you're gonna come and dominate and take over. No, you're not. I will fight you every single fucking day of my life. Say what you want to say about me. I'm defending my culture. I'm defending what we built, and I'm defending what happened. We're in a good place regionally as it pertains to relations with soca. This is the first time you're seeing, like, Bunji Garlin and Machel hated each other for years. When they united, what did we get? Family. Like, understand, we're moving towards unity, progression, and winning. The last thing we need is for you to come in and try to derail that. That's where I am with the topic. So the reason I'm coming 2 months later, like everybody's saying, because I'm desperate for a topic. No, I'm coming 2 months later because I'm watching what you're saying. I'm watching the nonsense that you're spewing. I'm watching you guys talk about Brazil Carnival and being jealous of you guys. No, you did not contribute to Carnival. You did not contribute to soca. There is not one artist in the world that busts as a soca artist in Jamaica. You did not help the movement. So if you want to be a part of it, it's under our rules. You're not going to bully like you always do and come and try to dictate what you're some little small island. Yeah, I could come from the smallest island. And so what? You're not better than us. You're not above us. We don't have to listen to you. You're not our instructor. You're not our boss. We are telling you what we're dealing with. And I'm speaking on behalf of the soca and carnival fraternity around the world. And I don't think there's much people that are going to disagree with me on that. You can't just come in here and start dictating what's going to happen. You didn't contribute. If you were a contributor, it would be different. We would be like, okay, let's hear what you have to say. The nerve of you. No, you can't come up in this and tell anybody what to do. Sit back, hear what you got to do. But Jamaica made 4.5 billion US from tourism. What is she talking about? Okay. You're clearly at the back of the class. What I'm talking about is premium tourism. Jamaica's premium tourism is behind Barbados's premium tourism, slowpoke. So the reason, slowpoke, that Jamaica wants to be a part of Carnival, slowpoke, back of the class, is because they need a premium tourism product, dunce one, back of the class, because they don't have any. I just explained to you what the problem is, slowpoke. I'm speaking English now. You can't say I'm talking Bajan. So Jamaica is trying to jump into the premium tourism. What part of that do you not get? So of course they're going to make more money than Barbados overall. Barbados is a bigger destination for premium tourists. John Crow. So now Jamaica is trying to jump into the premium tourism market. Simple math. 1 + 1 is 2. So that is where Jamaica is trying to get to. They're trying to jump into the premium tourism market. They don't have anything that they can use to market for premium tourists. So what are they doing? They're jumping into the carnival market because they have nothing they can sell for $1,500 US and get hundreds of people to buy it, like a carnival costume. You have nothing. Show me one thing in Jamaica that you can sell for $1,500 US and that hundreds of people will buy. Zero, zilch, nada. So understand what the issue here is. The issue is not tourism. The issue is premium tourism. Slowpoke. So when Edmund is looking at these numbers, he knows, I know, Jamaica's tourism numbers are fluff and optics. Jamaica is not making money. That $4.5 billion is not going to the Jamaican economy. It is going to Sweden and England and the United States of America. That's how much money these hotels made. But you as a Jamaican is not seeing none of that. That money is going out of Jamaica. When somebody buys an all-inclusive package for $1,500 US, Jamaica is not seeing any of that money. That money is going to the hotel that is US owned, that is European owned. You don't see that money. Then now when the tourist comes and then there's a taxi to pick them up that is operated by the hotel, that shuttle bus was imported from another country that they didn't have to pay duty on, right? Because they don't pay duty. None of these hotels pay duty, right? But if you go to America tomorrow and visit your great aunt and get an iPhone 5, you're going to pay duty on that when you come back. They can import buses and not pay duty. You're not making no money off tourism. We know that. We know that. People that understand the tourism and the economy and making money, you're not making a dime off tourism. You're getting scrapes in tourism. Your minimum wage is one of the lowest in the region. Your tourism workers are some of the lowest paid in the region. Where's the money that you're making? If you're making money, your dollar would be stronger. All you're doing is importing. What Jamaica should have done is, instead of build all these hotels, you should have built farms. You should have built cows and pigs and whatever. And you can export pork. You can export beef. You don't have anything to export. What are you exporting right now? Nothing. You have to import everything. You have to import things that you need to use for day-to-day living. And then you gave away your land to foreigners to come and build, to come and exploit you even more. You're not making money from tourism. Don't be mad because I know the truth. Don't be mad because I see through the fluff. Don't be mad because I have enough sense and I'm educated to know. Don't be mad that Errol Babb is the #1 economist in the friggin' Caribbean region for the last 25 years and he's my dad's brother and he breaks these numbers down for me all the time. Don't be mad that I know that Jamaica had the Jamaican pound. Who's I won't even say the person's name. I was telling this the other day. I was saying this to someone the other day. In 1969, Jamaica had the Jamaican pound, which was at that point in time $2.40 US. Right? They converted to the Jamaican dollar September 1969, and then it became the Jamaican dollar, and their dollar was worth $1.20 US in 1969, and then by 1978 they were at the IMF. You're not making money. You've had corrupt leaders. You've had mismanaged leadership. You've had all kinds of things. You invested in tourism. The rest of the Caribbean decided to invest in education, invest in locally in their people to improve the ways. That's why when you look at the literacy rate, you notice all of the Caribbean countries are in the high 90s, where you see Jamaica. Jamaica's ahead of Belize and Haiti. Belize isn't really in Haiti. Like, that's who you're beating. So there's no jealousy here. There's no jealousy here. There's no island that wants to. If Barbados had the literacy rate of Jamaica right now, Barbados would be under state of emergency. If Barbados had Jamaica's literacy rate, Barbados would be under state of emergency. They would shut down Barbados, shut down Sheridan Mall, shut down Swan Street and Broad Street. Everybody got to be home doing they school book. If Barbados had that literacy rate, they would kill. Barbados would be upside down if Barbados had Jamaica's literacy rate. I'm telling you that. There's things that you need to understand. You just sit down and listen to people telling you lies. Oh, they're jealous of us because everybody in Bangladesh eats jerk chicken. Like, are you kidding me? I'd rather a nation full of literate people than my country being popular around the world, listening to reggae and eating jerk chicken. And me locally as a Jamaican, I'm not benefiting from that. You're not benefiting from none of this stuff you're talking about. We're the most dominant culture in the world. Okay, and then what has that gotten you? A weak dollar, a low literacy rate, a poor education system, a poor healthcare system. What is all of this being known? And Usain Bolt is the fastest human in the history of the world, and y'all robbed his ass. Y'all robbed his motherfucking ass. And ain't nobody got nothing to say. Oh, that's that rich people talk. Me nah nothing to say about that. Me nah get enough having that. You say about having money. You robbed the only human being on the planet to have won gold medal in 3 back-to-back Olympics. He won 3 gold medals in 3 Olympics back-to-back. One of them got taken out because of some, I guess, drug test that came back, right? He's the only human being in the world who have ever done it, and you robbed his ass. What you gonna tell me? What you gonna really look at me and tell me? You gonna come and tell me about track and field and we jealous? Why would I be jealous of a track and field system when you robbed your biggest icon in the world and you've done nothing about it? I don't want to be that. I'd rather be broke ass Babbzy and have my money in the bank than be Usain Bolt and get robbed. Hello? At the end of the day, Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean have pegged their dollar to the U.S. since the 70s. Your currency ain't real. That fake ass currency. You can talk what you want to talk, John Crow. At the end of the day, your dollar is the weakest dollar in the region. I don't care what you say. That is the actual stat. What you're talking about is fluff and opinion. Our dollar could be weak in your mind, but it's strong on paper, bruh. And it's doing what it needs to do. And yours ain't doing it. So if you are the economist of YouTube, Clement, why don't you take your bitch ass up, Clement, and go talk to Andrew Holness and go and do something for your dollar, Clement, and stop worrying about Barbados' dollar, Clement, because you can't affect that with your bitch ass talking nonsense, Clement. Go and talk to your prime minister about improving your dollar. That's what you need to do. Don't be worried about Barbados and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. You're just mad because when the West Indies Federation was supposed to happen, it's Jamaica that voted against it because you thought you was better than the rest of the region. And now you see the rest of them doing better than you. And here you go with your typical bad mind tear down mentality. Their dollar isn't real with your narratives nonsense. It's real enough to be in front of yours. That's what you need to be worried about. Because when $1 US is $2 in Barbados, that's what you need to be worried about. Because when $1 US is in Jamaica, go and work on that. That's what you need to be studying. Don't be coming to study tearing down Barbados. Barbados has nothing to do with you wanting to interject into Carnival. Why are you trying to tear down Barbados now for? Because you're jealous and you're bad mind. This is what you guys always do. Oh, go talk about soca. Oh, why are you trying to be a part of our carnival and then do it your own way? That's the question. Ask Edmund Bartlett that, Clement, since you're so intelligent. Go ask Edmund Bartlett about that, please. Ask him why he wants to be a part of Carnival. Go and devise him and go and create for him 5 premium tourism products that are 100% Jamaican that he can go and use so that we don't even have to use this argument and then you don't even have to see my ugly face come and defend the Caribbean anymore. Go and get something that's actually Jamaican for him to use. That's what you could do with your time instead of trolling me because I'm giving the facts. So, people, that's it. I'm going to run. I hope everybody had a wonderful understanding of the problem. The problem is this. You don't want to admit that mental came from Trinidad and that you took from them. You never let the Caribbean be a part of reggae and dancehall. And now you want to come into Carnival and talk about you're going to dominate and you're going to take over. I'm just letting you know that I'll fight you on that. And you'll probably be like, oh, please, you're just one person. No, I'm not. I'm a whole fucking army of diaspora Caribbean people. I'm the one person that can talk to every single person with a snap of a finger. I wouldn't do this, Edmund Bartlett. If I were you, I would go to the drawing board and I would do exactly what I told you and do exactly what all the other Caribbean islands are doing, which is Soca Carnival has to be 100% Soca. That's it. You just want to be a part. If you just want to be a carnival and put on costumes and jump around, then go call it dancehall mass, go call it Jamaica mass, go call it something else. But do not align your homophobic branding, your dislike for black people branding with our Soca Carnival. That is all we is one branding. That is not in line with what we want. And you can't bring that in there. I will not let you. I'm telling you that right now. So, thank you for everybody that came through today. Big up everybody. I'm going to be back here on Friday. We're going to have some fantastic Friday. We're going to be talking about some of the new soca songs that have come out, what's happening in the industry, those things of that nature. So I appreciate everyone that came through the chat today, blah, blah, blah. Vernon, that's why the cost of living is high because, shut the fuck up. You're just talking nonsense. You don't have a cost of living because you don't even have an income. Drea, what's up, girl? Roja, exotic cookbook. Jamaican is 160 Jamaican. I can't even count all them numbers. Crystal Wallace, Babs going off. No, you know what it is, Crystal? Is someone needs to stand up for us. And we're not going to just sit quiet and be like, oh, they're going to come and they're going to. No, they're not going to do what they feel like. They're going to do what we have done and what we have built. Say something nice. Mwah, love you, girl. Listen, you going to work on our clock, Edmund Bartlett. You don't come up in this after we built it and then come and tell us what you going to do. We telling you what you can do. You can leave if you want. If you don't want to obey the rules, you could go. You could go. Nobody's forcing you to have a carnival. You need the carnival because you don't have a premium tourism product. So if you need a premium tourism product, you're going to be 100% factual with this premium tourism product, and you are going to adhere to the rules of our soca carnival from our region. That's all it is, Edmund. If you feel like you need to talk to me, you can call me 416-951-7554, Edmund Bartlett. 416-951-7554, Edmund Bartlett. I repeat, if you need to talk to me, Edmund Bartlett, if you need to talk to me, Andrew Holdness, 416-951-7554. Call me and let me talk to you and educate you on why you're going to do this our way and why I'm not going to let you get away with what you're trying to get away with. All right? So have a great night, everybody. See you on Friday. Babbzy is back. And oh, if you haven't subscribed to the Island Talk, the Island Insiders group, where I put all this information out weekly now, where you're going to be able to get the facts without combat. If you go to my Instagram page, Strictly Babbzy, same exact name as my YouTube page, go there, click in the bio. You're going to be able to sign up right there. Go there, sign up for the Island Insiders group. It costs $5. So people like Clement, whose dollar isn't worth anything, he needs 1,000 and something Jamaican dollars to sign up. He can't sign up. You understand what I'm saying? We don't want him involved in the conversation. So that if you want to go in the conversation and be in the facts and in the know-how, sign up for that group. It's called the Babbzy Island Insider Circle, and it's for the people who actually want the truth about what's happening in the Caribbean. So Clement can't afford that. So that's why we got to go over there and hide from his dumb ass, right? He was at the back of the class, and now he comes at the front to come and talk hard, right? So let's go hide right now, run over to my IG page, and go and sign up for this group, all right? Love you all. Talk to you all later. Bye.